Hi guys, welcome to Wednesday's literacy lesson. Now, as a quick starter today, we're going to be looking at homophones again. What is a homophone? Have a think. We've done this before, so you should be familiar with what it is. Homophones are words that sound the same, but they're spelt differently and have different meanings. For example, we've got blue as in the colour blue and blue as in the wind blue. Or we could have hair as in somebody's hair on their head, or hair as in the animal hair. So I would like you to complete a quick brainstorm in your book or on your piece of paper of all the homophones you can think of. And as an extension, I wonder if you can put one of these words into a sentence. Right, I hope you managed to think of as many homophones as you can. We're now going to move on to our lesson. So today's learning objective is to plan a play script. To be successful in today's lesson, we're going to be writing in the present tense, as of course, play scripts are written in the present tense because it's what's happening, right? We're going to be using colons to introduce characters, scene headings, and exciting punctuation. Now, our success criteria is staying the same for the whole of this week. So your goal this week really is to try and meet all of these points on the success criteria. It's like a little checklist, I guess. So this is just a recap on the features of a play script. Now, I'm going to go on about this for the whole week. So by the time Friday comes, you should know these off by heart because I'm going to keep talking about them every day. The features of a play script are, obviously it has a character list at the start, scene number and title, a brief setting description to tell us what's happening, who's there, and the details of that scene, dialogue lines with speaker names and the colon, stage directions in brackets, and sometimes some play scripts have a narrator. So those are the features that we looked at yesterday. We're going to be using them in today's task to help us plan our own play script. And of course, our play script is going to be about Oliver Twist. So today we're going to be planning our play scripts out. You are going to be writing 2 scenes in your play script. So here are some of the possible scenes you might choose to include in your play script. You could do the workhouse, the streets of London, or Fagin's den. Some of the characters you might have in your scenes might be Oliver, Mr. Bumble, the Artful Dodger, Fagin, and the boys. Obviously, depending on what scene it is, will depend on what characters you have. So I'm going to be doing an example play script, choosing some scenes, and then you're going to go off and do your own play script. Okay, so today we're just planning it. Tomorrow we're going to write it, and then on Friday you're going to be acting them out. So planning a play script. So first we're going to do an example together. So I'm going to show you what the planning sheet looks like. This planning sheet is linked on DB Primary. This is what it looks like. So this is what you're going to be filling out today. So you're going to write your characters, your 2 scenes that you've chosen, and then the sheet is kind of split into 2. Here's the information about the first scene, and then you've got the second scene, which you can fill out there. So today we're going to be filling out 1 page of this together before you have a go by yourself. The 2 scenes that I'm going to write about are the streets of London. That's going to be my first scene. And the second scene I'm going to do is Fagin's den. So those are my 2 scenes that I'm doing. Then I need to think about what characters are within those scenes. So for the streets of London, of course, I know that Oliver Twist is there. I also know that he meets the Artful Dodger. So I'm going to put the Artful Dodger in there. So those are the 2 characters within the streets of London. Then in Fagin's den, what characters are there in Fagin's den? Well, of course, Fagin is there, and also the boys. So those are the characters that are within the scenes I have chosen. Now I'm going to start to plan out my first scene. Of course, make sure you're doing the scenes in order of what happened. So the streets of London, that comes first. So I'm going to put scene 1 because that's the first scene. Then I'm going to put the title, which is The Streets of London. The Streets of London, okay? Now I'm going to write a setting description, just a brief one. This just opens up the scene and shows the actors and people in the play what is happening at the start of that scene. So, Oliver is sitting on the step. Oliver is sitting on the step and is feeling cold, hungry, and lonely. He sees the Artful Dodger pickpocketing nearby and looks intrigued. So that is our setting description. Oliver is sitting on the step and is feeling cold, hungry, and lonely. He sees the Artful Dodger pickpocketing nearby and looks intrigued. As you can see here, I've put start character dialogue. So here is when we're going to start using our character dialogue. So I'm going to start with Dodger. So remember, when we're doing our dialogue, we start with our character, we write our character's name. So Dodger, then I'm going to put my colon. Dodger is going to say, any lodgings? And then when a new person starts to talk, you're going to put it on the line underneath. So the next character that's going to talk is obviously going to be Oliver. So I'm going to write Oliver, remembering my colon. And then Oliver is going to say, no, I have nothing. Like this. And then we're going to repeat this process because our characters are having a conversation. So Dodger is going to say back, remembering our colon. What's your name, boy? What's your name, boy? Now on the next one, when Oliver replies back, I'm going to include a stage direction. I'm going to say muttering, which tells us that the person that's playing Oliver should be saying it in a muttering voice. Maybe he's feeling quite nervous or scared. He's going to say, Oliver, Oliver Twist. And Dodger is going to say it back. He names Dodger. Artful Dodger. And I'm going to add another stage direction. I'm going to put big grin. So when the Artful Dodger says it, he has to do a big grin. Okay, so that's all writing a play script is really. So you're writing the character, the colon, and then their dialogue. It's really important to obviously start on a new line every time someone new talks. And remember, the writing is in present tense as it's what the characters are saying at that moment. So that's a little example for you on how to fill out today's play script plan. So you're going to choose 2 scenes and you're going to fill them out using this plan. So like we've just filled out one scene together first, you're then going to fill out your second one here. Okay, so you're doing 2 scenes today for your plan. I hope that's helped and I hope we understand what we're doing today. You can use the details from the book when you're planning today, or you can make up some of your own things that you think the characters might have said. Be creative as you like. You are the person that is creating the play. This is your play essentially, so you can decide what happens. So now it's your turn to create your own plan for your play script. Remember to include the features and to do 2 scenes. Good luck with planning. Remember to try and include as much detail as you can, as that will of course help you tomorrow when we come to write our play script fully, the final version in neat. So have a go, and I will see you tomorrow when we write our play script. Bye.